Hi. So this week I've been studying values. One of the values I have is authenticity. And I realized a friend of mine once described me as irreverent and hilarious. And I realized I was not presenting either one of those things on this little channel. So I'm trying to be more myself, which is interesting because I'm in a room by myself and wondering how authentic I am then with just me in the room. So I made a thing this week. Well, technically I painted a thing this week. I made this last time for boundaries, and this is also now my response for values. That's cool, isn't it? I love this thing. It's really funky. So, a profound thing my husband said when I was studying boundaries, he said that Christ's boundaries were determined by his values and his mission. And I thought that was such a neat concept, and thinking about my own values and how it informs my boundaries. Because I'll make decisions of what my boundaries are based on what I care about and what's important to me. And so this, is boundaries of what I do and do not let in. And then the colors are just making it more dynamic and more, come to life a little bit more. So my values inform my boundaries. I just thought that was fun. I'll probably make a post that I took a bunch of pictures of it because it's so cool and it was fun to take pictures of. So I'll probably post those. So then I thought I'd just go over, I have those standard questions that I'm doing every week for principles. I thought I'd talk about those and then the extra questions I had for this one particularly. But first I wanted to talk about what values are. So they're not just like things like, oh, I like my car or my kids or something I value, which those are beautiful things to value. And family can be a value, but it's a little less concrete. It's more abstract. So things like wisdom, status, friendship, growth. So more broad, abstract concepts than specific things. So first off, the first question is, how does this principle apply to self-love? And I was thinking, I have a good friend, Amy. Hi, Amy, if you're watching. Environment is so important to her. And she loves teaching others how to take care of the earth better. And when I take that advice and do things to help the earth, I love telling her because I know that's something that she values, and that's a way I want to tell her I love her. I love you, Amy. And realizing that that's something I want to do for myself, that if I don't know what my own values are and how to live by them, it's harder to tell myself that I love what I value and that I'm important and what I care about is important. So next is, how do you develop and maintain this principle? I think this is going to be true for all of them, but practice, practice, practice. I think a huge part for me is awareness. Because, if I'm watching TV or flipping through social media or just having a hard day, I don't think about what am I valuing right now. I don't think, am I living true to my values? It's not something that crosses my mind. So I think becoming aware of that, like, what am I valuing in each moment of my life? Am I making space for important things for myself, or am I just slipping into unconscious doing? And in what ways do I want to improve? Awareness! I want to become more aware of what I'm doing with my life. What do you know? And then how did you include this attribute in your self-love project or your self-relationship time? So I did an extra post, which was really scary for me, and I invited all my friends to like this page and this website, which was also extremely terrifying. And I'm trying to be more authentic today and be irreverent and hilarious. Hilarity and irreverent. So then what values do I hope to live by? So also remembering values aren't just things that your behavior show you that you're valuing. It's things that you want your behavior to value. Yeah, so you don't have to look at your life and be like, well, I watch a lot of TV, so that must be what I value. You can look at your life and say, I want to value creativity and I need to change something in order to live by that. So I made a long list and kept thinking of new things, and then I kept narrowing it down so I could have 5 basic ones that I could kind of look at. Because you're going to value a lot of things, but it's good to kind of narrow it down so you can have a core to really, you're not going to remember every 5 seconds a list of 30 things that you're valuing. It's going to be a lot easier to be like, here's the 5 that I'm really valuing. So I put self-love, hope and spirituality, authenticity, creativity, and connection. And I have a lot that I could say on each one of those, but I'm not going to, which is okay. So the next question I have is, what do I have to stop to let go of or to live those values? And a big one I put, almost was true with every value I thought about, was fear. And just letting fear or self-hatred stop me from living that value. And that's something I want to learn to let go of. And that's one reason hope is one of my values. Is, yeah, if there's not fear, there's hope and faith. I really love Brene Brown's definition of hope. She says it's not a feeling, but an action word. So if you're hoping, you keep trying, you keep doing things to bring it forward. You wouldn't wake up every morning if you felt hopeless. You wouldn't keep trying to bake cookies if you thought you could never make a good cookie. You wouldn't keep going to graduate school if you thought you were never going to succeed. If you thought, well, what's the point? I'm never going to get a job in this career anyway. What's the point of going? Or if you thought, I'm never going to learn this material. So hope is more so that feeling that you can succeed at something, or the action that you can succeed. Doing something to learn something new continuously is fueled by hope, which is really good to know because I'm a very determined person. So sometimes I feel like I'm pretty hopeless. But when I learned that if you keep doing things that you're filled with hope, I'm like, oh, well, I must be a pretty hopeful person because I keep trying. Though I gave up on macarons. Those cookies are impossible to make right. And then how does living those values change my identity? I really like that question. Just thinking, sometimes I think our identity kind of is something we're born with and that you're just forced to live with for the rest of your life. But realizing that your identity can change and that you're learning that your values and what you value and how you value what you value can change your identity was really cool for me to realize. And I want to keep defining myself and my boundaries. And this is really long. Hope you enjoy. Viv loves you. Bye.